Good morning, good morning, good morning. Can you guys hear me? Audio check. Audio check, audio check. Here we go, here we go. Good morning, Brian. Good morning, John. Welcome to the room. Good morning, Omer. The rest of you is filing in here. So let's take a moment and take a quick look at where the market is at and get ready for the day. Give me one moment here. All right, so let's start with our regular stuff here. We're gonna start looking at the big picture in Nasdaq, and then from there go on to the rest of the instruments. So when we're looking at this, what we're seeing here, we're seeing a channel, and that channel has been very persistent over the past couple of months, and we are at the top end of it again after hitting target number two, consolidating and bouncing right back up. Uh, if we continue to trade above this channel, then we have two other spots. One is 1258, 12,058. The second one is 350, 350. If we break above those levels, then there's a chance that the market is going to be turning into you basically breaking that channel, starting to consolidate in this range and building a higher base that could challenge the 836 in that way. So the shorts need to reassert themselves in the coming few days in order for this structure to remain within this channel. Otherwise, we can see that push to that 12,500. There's a lot of bad news baked up in the market, but in many, in essence, we all know what it is so far. Unless new things happen, the probability of a consolidation around these levels is high. Now, as far as the trading for today, it's just a function of the dips. How are they getting handled? If we continue to trade above Globex, that is going to be a very positive thing. And not much movement over Globex overnight. 680, 11,688 is a critical level. And obviously the 567, which is target number two. If those two levels continue to hold up, then that push into the 12,050 is a high probability event. Okay. So this is our outlook on a swing trade basis, and ultimately we have to kind of come in and dig in a little bit deeper in the 200 and the 100. So if we take a look at the 200 NT Rinko, we see something very significant that happened yesterday, which was very, very lucrative. I capitalized on it yesterday with a trade. Um, I came. The room was closed. I was on my way from Oklahoma, but once I came here and I saw that, it was just a clear signal. Captain set up long on the 200 NT Rinko. I don't know if Omer or Brian took advantage of that one, but that was a beauty. And market reacted to it, came back and retested it, and then nothing but rallying ever since that move. So that is in essence a bottoming behavior on a higher low behavior. So you're getting a captain setup, you're getting a higher low, and the market shoots up. And now these pullbacks into the middle of the range are what needs to be tested. The 200 NT wrinkle right now is long, right on Globex, and the 100 NT wrinkle is long as well. So that puts me in a position where pullbacks are buyable against 746. So right off the bat at the open, that is how the market is lined up. Okay, 200 and the 100, and we're right smack on Globex, which really is an area I typically avoid because whenever you're right on Globex, you're gonna get a lot of consolidation. So right, that first 15, 20 minutes, half an hour of the trading day today, that my impulse is okay, let's wait, let's see, and let's make five assumptions about market behavior and measure how in sync my assessments are to what the market is actually doing. So right here, you're getting a switch trade, a railroad, and the market is reacting and it's going toward target number. Let me see here. We are target number. We're at target number one. Target number two is way out there. So let's see what else here. Yeah, here we go. Let's take a look here. Past target number three, we're toward target number four, and target number four is going to be about 850. And that's coming up soon here. So let's move on from that into we have about 7 minutes, 7 minutes to the cash market open. We're going to look at ES. Yeah, look at that thing moving. Same kind of concept, but actually ES is a lot weaker than NQ. We're nowhere close to the top end of that channel. That top end of the channel is 39.62 and a quarter. It's going to take it a bit of time to get there, but we are lined up for a rally in ES as well. And we could see how the price hit target number two to the tick, and then price bounced right back. One, two, three, four, five. So this is definitely, kind of a basing behavior that we're seeing. Globex is 38, 37. And as long as we continue to hold on to Globex and the low, which is 38.11, we should see a push higher. And we can see that ES and NQ, definitely NQ is making a move right now. So they're putting another switch trade right here. So we're heading toward that 50. Now let's move on from there to YM. Same thing, it's weaker than NQ. NQ is the strongest one out of all of them. 840, 880. So 880 is obviously the top end of that channel. You have another area right here, which is 458. A lot of consolidation, sideway action, where dips are getting bought in a very meaningful way. Globex is 921, 30,921, and we need to protect 30,745. I mean, obviously, all of these indices are going to behave in a similar manner. Now, let's take a look at crude oil. Boy, oh boy. I think that's a bit of a relief for a lot of people here, is to see that structure reverse. That channel number two broke, came back and retested it, and tested it once more time, and you got a meaningful sell-off into the 100. And now we are in a correction phase in crude oil. Um, these There's a couple of spots here that channels needed to be protected. One of them is 110 with that one reversal, and that market did not behave very well there. Then you had this reversal right here. Market needed to come in and continue to trade within target number or channel number two, and that ended up failing. So that tells us that the market is in an in correction phase. And a 127.76, which is target number two, we hit it one, two, three, four, 5 times in that rotation. So we're pushing off of that level into the stop for this rotation, which is 89.47. So we may be heading toward that level, which will give us a bit of a break on in the gas pump, hopefully. Okay, and that will help with the soaring prices that we're seeing all over the place. And in essence, a continuation of a selling pressure in crude oil can lead to um, a, a rise in indices and price action to the upside, because that's somewhat of a relief to the market that they're seeing the crude oil prices are not sustainable at these high prices. So that's going to be something to look for. So I mean, if we have another day like this, which is going to take a bit of a time to work through and take a look, that's an example of similar behavior. And even when you had another up day, it got overwhelmed by a continuation of the selling pressure. So we're gonna watch for the cloud to shift and for the swing trade indicator to shift from positive to negative as well here. And another newsmaker is gold. And we've been talking about gold extensively, how that channel is holding up, how this price spikes are getting overrun, how this transitional zone is holding up, and this pop up in price action is getting rolled over. Target number two, we consolidated there for some time before the price rolled over into target number three at 1762, and that was a target we talked about kind of extensively here. We are in and around Globex at 63. You may get a two-sided market where they try to balance it here, but ultimately that structure is pretty tough to overcome, and it's going to take some time and multiple days or weeks for us to even see anything that looks like 1800 in this market. So more lower prices coming up. Where's the next target? I mean, we are at target number three, but let's take a quick. Here you go. Here you go. And here you go. So the next target you're looking at 1728, 47. So 47.28. Then target number four is 1582. If we can dream that far ahead. Okay, so that's that. And now we are in the cash market open. And good luck, everybody. And let's get this job done. All right. So this is where I'm at for the day. No trades for the 6th. Good morning, Adnan. Good morning. It's pretty lively this morning. So remember, Globex is 11,820 and a quarter, and we're consolidating in and around it. And we're experiencing a bit of consolidation around that price action. So patience here is the right decision for me. We're getting a continuation long in on the 200 NT Rinko, and here we go. We hit target number four, which is the 50, and we're expanding in a meaningful way. We're still within the kill zone of the Globex price action. So we just need to be a bit careful here. But here we go. We're starting to expand above it, and we're hitting target number three, which is 877. And we're getting a continuation and a breakout in NQ here. Good morning, Polly. How are you? Good morning, Ron. Adam, good morning. So the longs need to protect 833. And if we break 833, that would put us on a pause. There's a 50 NT Rinko short. Okay, good to see that. Ah, this thing. All right, so we got a shift here. Ultimately, we can. The market is disconnected, so three things need to happen. One of them, either we break back up to 857, that will get us back in sync on the long side, or they drop below the 807, then reverse, that will still keep us on the long side. If we break 794, then this market is reversing here. And we should be looking for short signals in that behavior. We had a 50 NT Rinko captain set up short that happened at uh, 8:50. I let it go because it's too early in the morning. But look at that one, captain set up 8:57, and that was a catalyst for this push lower. And here we go. We are getting a completely 200 NT Rinko reversal. 20. We're about 20 points away from Globex, and we should expect a bit of a back and fill in this area. Wow. Okay, look at that. They gave it a captain setup here, captain setup short. We should see a push lower again. I'm gonna still give this market a bit of time. If we get a decent run up, back up, I'll look into uh, an entry point on the short side. Look at that. Boom. Captain set up short and market is behaving. So what you're seeing here, we, what we're seeing here is they have a 50-point range above Globex and below Globex. And they're literally slapping people around those two levels. That's what you're seeing here. And that's why trading around Globex is such a, you have to treat that a bit differently. Good morning, Laura. How are you? See, it's amazing how even like to the tick, they get there and reverse it. To the tick, look at that. They come up and reverse it outside that zone. So ultimately, we need to clear that area altogether. We should see a run up to target number two in this sequence here. I mean, with a stop of 770, you gotta hold on to that. Yeah, no, it's weakness here. You got 200 NT Rinko and the 100 NT Rinko are short, both of them as of this moment. So that's the direction I need to be looking at. But we're getting a bit of stabilizing price action where they shifted the cloud and they're hitting target number one, consolidating in and around it. So target number two is highly probable, but I'm looking at all these formation as a selling opportunity more than a buying opportunity. Now, where would that change? I mean, if you break 808 or 809, then the market is disconnected. That's a lot of churning going on here. So patience is a good thing. Let's keep reading this market. You're getting a captain setup switch trade on the 50 NT Rinko. So here comes target number two. Target number two got hit. Yeah, I saw that, Omer. Yeah, they're retesting it again here. I mean, it ran one candle, not much, but they're retesting that captain setup switch trade on the 50. Good morning, Chief. How are you? So we're back and forth around Globax. Good morning, Yanis. Good morning, Sheila. So the market is disconnected and they put on. It's the same login information that you had on your first. So you go to your dashboard, Yanis. Go to your dashboard and you'll be able to see both of those accounts and it has the same login information. All right, so if we break below the 95 right now, then the market is back in sync on the short side, and we need to start looking in that direction. Okay, here we go. All right. So now what's going to happen is I'm looking for uh, the transition. Look at this transitional zone to disconnect and reconnect, and that will give me an entry point on the short side. So we're looking for the short side again. So they faded back into the transitional zone, glowbacks, and sold it off in a meaningful way. Now we're outside that kill zone, the 50 NT, the 50-point kill zone around glowbacks, which is a good thing, but we need to get into the trade, and hopefully this captain setup will get us up. See how the market constantly comes below that zone and then rally back up. I mean, that was an entry point right here, 72. Yeah, if we close this candle lower, I'm gonna jump in. Okay, that didn't happen. All right. Okay, so let's see what they're gonna do here. They keep trying to buy right below that zone. So you don't want, as a short, you don't want to see 797, 97. Very choppy, very choppy. Mm. So now we're getting disconnected again, which is this kind of characteristics is very common when you're trading in the skill zone and in and around glowbacks. So patience here is even more important. So I don't have any trades done so far. There you go. Zero trades done for today. All right, so they're trying to stabilize in and around. This is an important area here. If we close, which we're about to at 95, then you're getting a captain set up long on the 100 NT wrinkle. So that's going to be an important thing. 95. So 95 800. I'll look for a quick scalp, and it's not going to be anything. Yeah, here we go. 95. Look at that. Boom. I went up 10 points in no time. Let's see if we can get a bit of a pullback that we can participate in. Still early in the morning. Target number two is 806. The market is disconnected between the 200 and the 100. ES is consolidating around that 3830 level. Wow, look at that. Captain set up switch trade. Yeah, there's a whole lot of noise going on in this market. So, Yanis, yeah, they're pushing off that captain setup on the 100 NT wrinkle back to Globex. So they're playing that game. Absolutely, Adam. Yeah, we talked about that early on today. It's stronger than Russell, YMES. Uh, NQ is the strongest out of all these instruments. So, a couple of things that could happen here. One, break 782. Then we're back in sync on the short side, but guess what? We're running into this captain setup. So I'm not going to take those trades on the short side. If the market goes up to 846 and closes above it, that means the 200 and the 100 are in sync on the long side, and you have a captain set up long supporting that move. In that environment, I'm going to look for entry points on the long side, and I'll be a bit on the aggressive side in that one. Okay. So that is what we're looking for right here. But see how, I mean, I just want to bring it to your attention because it's really an important behavior that the market does. See that? They come into these levels right up outside that zone and then buy it, buy it, buy it, then flip. Here we go. Now they're going to bring it, they brought it in early on, look, right above that zone and shorted it. So paying attention to that is important. Here we go. We're coming up to that 46. So we got the Jolt opening and ISM services at 10 o'clock, which is basically in 2 minutes, right? So that's going to be an important piece of news, and most likely the market's trying to position itself toward it. Then you got FOMC meeting minutes at 2, and that's going to be also an important piece that we need to be looking at. And here we go. I mean, we closed that candle. The 200 and the 100 are in sync, and we are looking for the following. We're looking for a pullback, and we're looking for the market to get out of sync here with the transitional zone and get back in sync in it. And that will set us up for a continuation trade for higher prices. I want to see the piece of news come in here in about a minute and how the market reacts to it. And then we will start getting in two contracts at a time. Here we go. That's the news, and things are lively, and that's good. We're gonna have to leave it alone here and let the market breathe a little bit. Yeah, fast and furious here. Okay, a lot of consolidation. 807. We need to protect 807, and we didn't. So now the market is out of sync again. So that's adds a little bit of a challenge for us to get in. We need to see the 845 come back up. So that has to happen, or the market has to go all the way down to 770, and they're putting the squeeze on everybody here. So that captain set up long with a stop at 754. So 754, that has to hold. If it doesn't hold, then all bets are off on the longs, and we may start getting into a push towards 700. So that level needs to hold. Right now, I don't have the environment to go long or short. They're just oscillating with noise in the middle of the range. Now I could take the 20 NT Rinko trades, but I rather have everything lined up in my favor. It gives me the highest probability of success. Okay, so that's what I gotta wait for here. Either you're gonna break the 54, you're either gonna break the 68, which will give us an environment that is short at that time. Okay, good deal, Yanis. I'm glad it worked out for you. Yeah, yes, Yanis, we are meeting today. We are meeting today, absolutely. Hmm. So they are literally trading smack right into Globex. Like, Yeah, nothing both ways, and that's why I have not taken a trade, and that's why I'm patient, and that is why I will continue to be patient. Here we go. Okay, now we got something going on. So the 200 and the 100 are in sync. Okay, so that's the environment. Now I need an actual behavior, then a signal. The behavior is this transitional zone, and I need to see the market kind of give me another transitional zone, or at least a retest of it right here. Mm, that was a nice little bounce right here. Good one. Damn. That was a nice little bounce right here against that 35. And now, boom, target number three out of this sequence, 872. And we got an extension of this price action. And pullbacks are buyable till proven otherwise. And you don't want to see 832. And you basically are buying these pullbacks. I just need a high quality uh, entry point. I mean, that pullback was good, but the problem is I needed a new, fresh transitional zone. That would have made me a little bit happier. But here we go again. They're trying to fade this area here. They put a captain setup. Tricky market today. See, right at the top end of that range, they came in and just faded it, or they're trying at least. Plus 32 points on that long. Good job, Adam. Good job. It amazes me how right up above that zone and at a target, that area just is just an unbelievable distribution. Just not they're not taking it anywhere down. I mean up, and boom, They're pulling it back. So this behavior has been consistent throughout the session. And we're going right back into Globex. And now we are disconnecting once again. 200 and 100 are out of sync, and a couple of things need to happen. The longs need to reassert themselves above 71 in order for me to be interested in the long. Uh, the market can drop below Globex, which is that 820, and then reverse. Um, that would be also considered a long environment. If we break below 797, then things will change. And we'll start looking at the shorts again. I mean, we need to get out of this little kill zone that they're chopping everybody in. And and the fact that we're not trading it, excuse me, the fact that we're not trading it is actually a win because we're recognizing an environment that is ultimately just very, very choppy. There are trade setups that we can take here, like fades, first transitional zones, 20 NT Rinko, inception trades. Uh, there's a lot of trades here that we could take, but if I'm trying to get into a trade and hold on to it for a big target, this is not the environment to do it in. Yeah, and we recognize that, and recognizing that is a big win, and we are flat for the day, not a single trade. There we go. Look at that fade right there. Wow. There you go. There you go. All right. So now the market is in sync again on the short side. And we're looking for a new transitional zone to come in here and give us an entry point. So we're defining the market right now as an environment, as the environment is a short environment based on the 200 and the 100 NT Rinko behavior. However, we need a behavior, and the behavior is these transitional zones. So we need to see a rally, them disconnecting and reconnecting, and then we will look for an entry point. Now, where is the next target for this move? We're looking at 70.65 area. Well, I mean, we're almost there. 19. Okay. See what they did right here? They came almost to the tick, to the bottom end of that range, bottom end of that zone, and bounced it right back up. So once we break these zones either to the upside or the downside, you're gonna know that the momentum is really gonna start picking up in a meaningful way. I mean, I have an entry point right here I could take at 97, and I can add to it at 815. Here we go. Let me see if I can get in. Took one off and closed it all. Really? All right, so we took that trade. Why is that sleeve here? So that trade made us 190 on that decision. We got short right here, covered one, and that one flipped back up. I covered it for a small stop, so it ended up being win overall of $190. Okay, so let's keep going. I mean, that's what we got to do here. Keep playing around with it until we catch a big trend. What was my expectation here is to see a new transitional zone and flush below 770, and the market is oscillating again to glowbacks. It's just the personality. You have to take scalps here till we clear that zone. But $190 to start us off is not a bad deal. Brian, oil. Let's see oil. That has been. Oh yeah, yeah. Okay, that's good. That's good. That's good. I mean, that should buoy the market, the indices. That should really affect the indices in a nice way. And we talked about that. The fact that this thing can start punching into the 89.47. Good to see. Good to see. Here we go back again at it. Could tell that the market wants to go lower. All right, here we go again. Took a stop on that one. Just a lot of consolidation here. Got to take that stop. All right, we need to see the market kind of sell off into that 782. It's running into Globex. I mean, not Globex, but this captain setup right here. So we need to see us really clearing that 770. All right, we're getting a whole lot of choppy noise here that we're going to avoid, and we're just going to keep paying attention to, either the market comes back down to that 81 or goes all the way back up to 873. One of those two things got to happen. We need a 94 break. 94 break will set the stage for a push below that stop of 750, and that will set the stage for a run up to 700. And that's ultimately what we want to see here in this market. I'm patiently waiting for the next trade. And this is what they call a meat grinder right here. That's a meat grinder. Undertrade this environment, period. Here we go. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Hey Felipe, how are you? Yeah, we're just oscillating, chopping around. Save yourself, save your money. Just watch this. This is a meat grinder, and let the market exit this kill zone that they have, either above or below 70 or above 870. Let them get out of here first. Then we'll play with them. Yeah, I mean, there is what they call choppy, then there is what they call today. Today is even exceptionally choppy. So I'm gonna under trade this. Just watch it. All right, all right. Okay, so what are they doing here? Let's see. So we're back in sync on the short side, right smack into Globex. So I'm gonna take a run up into 33 with a stop in the 60s. Thank you. I'm out. I'll take that scalp and move on. This is not an area where you want to get too cute with this market. So in here, out here, and here, in and around Globex. And let's see if we can get another one in. So what should I do in an environment that is doing this? One, scalp. Second is under trade. Third, wait for the market to expand outside this kill zone. And I think the best approach is to wait. The market will pick up some momentum if we break that zone. And that zone is 870 or 770, that range right here. You got to break outside of it. How's everybody doing so far? John, Ron, Roy, Safe, Omer, Adam, Brian, Gary, how are we doing? Adnan, how are we doing? Chief, you got to be careful of this environment, Adam. No trades safe. Yeah, keep it small in this environment. Keep it very small. Gary, how are we doing, Gary? Brian, up to 20. Good job. All right, good job, Gary. That's good stuff right there. Gold is getting smoked. Let's take a look. Oh yeah, look at that. That was all that transitional zone and the market holding in that transitional zone is it was a telltale sign the market is about to turn over. Now we're getting to that target 47. The next target is going to be 28. They're smoking gold. We're going to find out why. Well, that's good. Let's see here. Hey George, how are you? No trades by Roy. Okay, good deal. Yeah, but that's just June 28 news. Block gold imports from Russia. Okay, well, I guess it took him a little bit of time to react to it. Okay. This candle closes lower. I'm going to jump in short. Ah, I'm telling you, stay the hell away from this market. All right, so this is where we're at for the day. We're down 17.15 on few decisions, lumped up. Those are two decisions. So we gotta just, or three decisions. So we're gonna just be patient here and wait for our spot. This is not an easy environment. Like whenever you get a captain set up long, then a one short right next to each other, you could always count on them flushing it. And you're getting this type of behavior today. So the market is out of sync again on the short side. Uh, you couple of things need to happen. Either we break down to 820 or we break up to 870. One of those two things got to happen. It's a chop fest. Now I get it. I get it. But we gotta try something here. I just need the market to really break out of these ranges. That's the better trade. Looking for a rally as a shorting opportunity. Yeah, that was okay. So they flushed us out, and this is the captain set up short on the 200 on the 100 NT Rinko. Look at that bad boy selling off. Boom. So what am I looking for here? I am looking for the market run up, give me a new transitional zone, and I will jump. I will jump in. Yeah, if you find yourself up money, Adam, it's not a bad idea to wait because we got to get that push below 77 or 870. Really, that has to happen. It's easy in a market that looks like this. It seems like I have to trade in a range. Just gonna start here. Gonna add to it right there. Took one out for a profit just to kind of help out with this trade. And let's see what we can do. We need a push into that 70. Add it to the trade here. Target is 93. If I can get there. We added and took some out. I may take some out some more here in a second. Here we go, baby. Let's go. Pay me some money. Pay me some money. Thank you. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. I'm looking for that 70. I mean, I'm going to cancel these orders. Going to go break even and let it roll. I made a mistake. Okay, I ended up getting out by accident. Okay, so that's fine. That's fine. Let's let it rally back up, and I'll jump back in. But here we go. We made something. been a challenge, but we'll overcome. So that made us about 1,200 bucks. So we are only down 500. One solid trade, and we will be all good. So what's next? What's next? Here we go. Target number two was hit, and we were trying to get out of most of it right here, which we did. I was hoping to hold on to one with a break even. That break even would have got hit. So now I guess I'm glad that I got out of it here. But the way to hold on to big trades is get it paid, get the trade to be paid, and then just hold on to multiple contracts or one for a bigger target. Ultimately, again, the 77 has to come, and they keep flushing and reversing into it. This is as choppy as you'll ever see it. So if you see yourself up money, just kind of conserve it. All right, so we're seeing a captain setup switch trade. If we close at that 795, which we're coming up very close to it, we're going to start getting a little bit aggressive on the short side. Okay. And we need a rally back up above 800. Mm, And I hope they give me an entry. We're at target number 2. So I'm hoping we could get back to that 805, 815 zone, and then we can get into some contracts in and around Globex and go from there. All right. Um, we got something going on here, right? Got a captain setup switch trade on 100 NT Rinko. I mean, it was, I mean, 95 entry. That's a solid entry there, but I was hoping to see a bit of a 805 and 815 for better, risk control on this trade. And they simply were not having any of it. So market sells off, and now I have to cancel my orders and wait for a re-entry. Okay, good job, Adnan. Um, Adnan, answer mirror talk. He has a question for you. I guess he has a question for me. Well, he's not asking. I don't think he's. All right. I guess my attempt to answer that question is didn't go well. Yeah, yes, I am. Answer to that question is yes, I am. All right. So what are we doing here? So they keep coming to the bottom end of that range and bouncing it here. And once we got to the top end of the range, they sold it off. You could see that right here. So we're kind of basically stuck in that range, and we're just going to be looking for the market to be in sync. Right now, it's in sync on the short side, and if we can get a captain set up short at 775, meaning this candle closing lower, I'll jump in with two. and go from there. Flatted one, kept one. Here we go. Let's go. Let's see if we can get a flush going on here. All right. I flatted another one. It needs to go and it's not going, so I don't want to be in. Yeah, it's gonna go the other way. All right, let's see. Here we go. All right. So we should see a burst of energy lower right now. That's the expectation. Ultimately, 55 is an issue, and because of the captain set up long. into target number two, which will be 55. Then target number three will be 44, 45, 44. So I'm gonna try to see if I can hold on to that trade. All right, I'll get out of here and try it again. Gotta take it and move on. Yeah, Mira, that's part of what we do is we have live streams. So you could go on YouTube and see all the live streams and the results of every single trade that was done um, live and go as far as you want to go. And that will answer that question for you in high degree of accuracy and transparency. And while you're at it, subscribe, share, and like and comment on YouTube. And if this is helping you by any chance, that's a good way to support the channel. Yeah, Adam, today is that kind of day. It is that kind of day. So the market is out of sync, and a couple of things need to happen. One of them is either a break below 756, and that will resume the short, or we break up close to 820 and fail, and that would be another opportunity to get short, and or 843, and the market will be in sync on the upside. Right now, things are out of sync, and we're in the middle of the range, choppy market. Gotta undertrade this environment and just keep reading it and giving myself time between each trade. So the same behavior that we're seeing, you see that, we come here, middle of the range. We break the middle of the range. We go below this kill zone, and they pretty much hold the line here. We need a break below that 755 that holds. Ultimately, that's kind of what we're needing to see. It's going to start with a break below 75. All right. Just simply the market is out of sync and just oscillating in the range, and I'm just going to be patient. We're always as good as our last trade, and we're always one good trade away from being big. All right, so it's 11 o'clock, and that kind of, in a way, concludes our. Excuse me, I'm leaning too much into my chair. Uh, let's see here. All right. So far we're down 760 for the day on about four decisions. That's how that one looks. All right, so that's that. And let's take a quick look at where we at across the board. Really, that not much movement right on that channel number two. We're struggling here to make any inroads, either above the market or below it. Really, we're just stuck down the middle. So that range expansion is much needed in order for us to know the direction of this price action. Okay, and the range, like we discussed earlier, is a break below the 777. That's a Vegas number for you. 777. Yeah, we got to break that one, and 755, or we go all the way up and break 870. One of those two things got to happen. Okay, now let's take a quick look. Gold, I mean, that is the mother of all sell-offs, right? Boom. We're hitting target, about to hit target 28, 728, and that's the extension of that move. And let's see here what else is going on. Crude oil, continuing the sell-off. The SYM are in sync with this price action. They're much weaker than NQ. NQ is the strongest out of all these instruments. And let's see, crude here. Where's the target? The target is 89.47, and we may shift the cloud altogether and start a swing trade short into that price action, where rallies become shortable in uh, crude oil on a long-term basis, which means days and weeks. So that's important to look at. I mean, it's in this environment, it means different things in different environments, but in this environment we are in, it connotates that the fact that we could be, um, it's been way higher oil prices been weighing down across all economic metrics. So for it to start selling off, that means lower gas prices on the pump, lower cost of transportations of goods and services, that has to be good for the economy, short term and long term. It's not reflecting in price action yet. Well, it's reflecting a little bit from that low that we had at 488 into the price action we are in. Market is really just simply not moving. Okay, so uh, that drop in crude oil should have a positive effect across the board, and I would expect a breakout of the ranges to the upside. To be honest with you. So that's that on that one. ES is just weaker than NQ, and it's in a very tight consolidation. The best thing you could do in ES. Let me show you this trend line right here. Boom, and here. There you go. So you got that channel, and we're really kind of breaking out of that channel right now. So with that said, you really got to get to 38.28. If we get there, then we pull back. Those pullbacks will be viable. Anything short of doing that, I wouldn't touch this thing. So that the 26, 25, 26 area needs to happen. All right, guys, that's it for me for the day. Thank you for spending time with us. And precision is a decision. We will see you tomorrow at the same time. Yep. Don't forget to hit that like button. Yana, stay in the room, and we will have our meeting. You guys have a good one.